For the second day, I woke to the sounds of a busy armory with young men marching and practicing martial arts while being instructed by their commanding officers. At the doorway to our place of lodging, stood the two soldiers who we met on the first day. Both of them looking out at the activities in the courtyard and watching intently. As the rest of us woke up and started to prepare for our return trip, I couldn't help but notice that this morning there was no royal breakfast prepared for us. Instead, we gathered together sharing the food we brought along with us. And although the food wasn't as good, we still seemed to enjoy each other's company just the same. My sister-in-law was busy packing her things preparing for our return home when I again realized I had not kept my promise to my brother. How could I fulfill my obligation to him without neglecting my duty to my family and village? Could the two of us stay behind to visit the market and stay an additional day? Would this even seem appropriate with just the two of us? Would some of the others like to stay an additional day to explore the capital? I thought hard for a moment to think who might want to stay behind. It seemed most had a family to return to, but one person kept coming to mind. We were accompanied by an elderly woman who did not seem attached to anyone's family but tended to our group as a whole, being sure we had enough to eat and drink and offering a lot of encouragement along the way. In fact, she checked in on my sister-in-law quite frequently due to her being so far along in her pregnancy. Her demeanor was very grandmotherly and she was beloved by all in our caravan. Would she perhaps be willing to stay with us an additional day? And if we stayed behind, where would we stay? It was at this point my thought process was interrupted by the two soldiers whose care we had fallen under these past few days. As in the days past, the larger older man was silent, but the younger again wishing us a warm good morning. I hope you enjoyed your stay and we look forward to seeing you again next year. His personality was so welcoming that before I knew it, I had an unreasonable request stumble out of my mouth. Sir, I asked, would it be possible for a few of us to stay one more night so that we can visit the palace market? They looked at each other in amusement as I realized how inappropriate my request was. For the first time, the older man smiled and the younger one was holding back laughter. You know, I think I can actually arrange that if this is something you wish. But it would be for one night only. I was excited about the possibility of fulfilling my promise to my brother, so I excused myself from the two officers to see if I could put this plan into effect in short order. First, I approached the elderly woman to see if she would remain with us one more day as I explained to her the promise I had made to my brother. She smiled warmly and immediately agreed. Next, I gathered all the members of our caravan together to discuss the possibility of the three of us remaining one more day to see if it would be acceptable to everyone. My sister-in-law seemed embarrassed by my request, but the others, realizing her unselfishness, encouraged her to stay for one more day to enjoy the marketplace. Two brothers came forward offering to lead the villagers back safely and to oversee the return of our exchange, and promised to tell my master and my brother of our plans to return the next day. Things fell into place so easily it seemed it was meant to be. I returned to the soldiers and told them about our plans and thanked them again for their hospitality. The three of us accompanied our fellow villagers to the gate to see them off. Everyone seemed so happy to be going home. We wished them well as they headed out, and the sounds of the wagon wheels were drowned out by the sound of my people singing joyful songs as they headed home. Oddly, this experience brought me closer to many of my fellow villagers, and I was anxious to return home to join them.